Hello everyone. Hello. So, um I want to start out with this video by saying that oh, sorry. I know y'all see that, right? But by saying that I'm schizophrenic. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, um I did mention that I committed a crime in January 2021. I turned myself in the next day of the day that I committed crime, and then in August 2021, I began being schizophrenic, right? And the crazy thing is that that same month of August in 2021, this relative, I had asked him, "Are you in my body?" And he said, "What? Why would I be in your body?" And I'm like, "Cause I keep hearing your voice." Okay, I didn't say that, but I just said, "Are you in my body?" Right? And he said, "No." Now, mind you, this same relative of mine look like Tupac, right? He looks like Tupac. The only difference is when it comes to this relative, he is Garifuna. He speaks Spanish, he speaks Garifuna, and he speaks English, right? Meaning he's not from America, right? Now, so all of a sudden, when it came to my journey, because I'm still schizophrenic, but when it came to my journey, in my visions, I saw him, you know, communicating with Jay-Z, Lil Durk, um, Carol G, who else? Bad Bunny, Busta Rhymes, Morgan, I mean not Morgan Freeman, Tracy Morgan, even whatchamacallit, Tammy Roman, and Nicki Minaj, Steph London, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, um, what's her name? Young M.A. And it was way more other people, right? I see him socializing with these people. And I'm like, yo, like, do they think he Tupac or something? Because I'm literally seeing this, right? Because he really do look like Tupac. So anyways, I'm hearing a conversation. All of a sudden, I see Tammy Roman mad skinny. And I'm like, he must have did something. Because if I ask you if you in my body, right, that means that you was trying to do to me what you did to Tammy Roman, right? And then all of a sudden, Young M.A., or even Jamie Foxx, right? Even Jamie Foxx. And I'm like, now look what happened with Young M.A., and now Jamie Foxx is hospitalized, right? I'm like, you must be doing all this, right? Because I wasn't always seeing, whatever you was, socializing with them and everything. Because and then it ended up getting hectic. It made me go back to smoking again, smoking Black and Miles. I haven't smoked Black and Miles in a long time, but I went back to it in September 2021, which was a month before the whole schizophrenia, right? And the crazy thing is that in July 2021, I made a video about Cardi B. This is when she was still pregnant, and she was pregnant with Wave. And I was like, yo, she's working with evil spirits. I said that. And one of them happened to look like Tupac, which is my relative. The same one that I asked him, yo, are you in my body? Right? And oh, and Wendy Williams too. Wendy Williams too. She's another one. She was also there. And it was also Moneybag Yo, Sky, Ari Fletcher. When I'm talking about Sky, I'm talking about from Black Ink. It was so much people, even Gucci Man. And look at one of his artists, right? Well, his used to be artists. Who else? It was so much people, right? And they was in New Jersey. I know how the place looked like, but I don't know the address. And I'm like, yo, I know this place. They was all there fucking each other. They was all having sex, right? And so when he came over to the house, right? Now mind you, this was in my head. But he came over to over to the house and whatever. I had to ask him face to face. I ain't asked him in my mind. I had to ask him face to face. I'm like, I'm not Professor X. I'm gonna ask you to your face. I'm like, are you in my body? Cause I'm seeing all this shit, right? So then, and then, things end up getting, then all of a sudden, Cardi B gives birth to Wave in September 2021. And I was hearing, oh, that's supposed to be your son, because it's crazy how, and I'm telling you, I'm like, yo, I was pregnant, right? And I'm asking you if you in my body, and all of a sudden Cardi B is pregnant. Of course I'm gonna be freaking angry, right? Because you a spirit, right? You a motherfucking spirit. So, anyways, so he's the reason why Tupac died the way that he did, but yet what do you hear the most? You always hearing, oh, Tupac is still alive. Tupac is still alive. They're talking about his spirit because that spirit is the reason why Tupac was named Tupac, because his real name was LaShawn Crooks, right? And the only reason why he got that name is because his mother changed her name first, because she was a Black Panther. So the reason why she changed her name is because she was a Black Panther. So Tupac, the reason why he died is because he was pretty much he was a brand of something that wasn't gonna last a long time, which is Black Panthers. Do you still hear about them? No, right? So, anyways, um, so I was like, "Are you in my body?" He said no, right? And then all of a sudden, Cardi B give birth. How many times I've been talking about go all my videos, go watch my videos. I kept saying that she was gonna suffer consequences. I kept saying that she was working with these evil spirits, right? And it was to the point where in July 2021, before the whole schizophrenia, right? I went to sleep after I made a video. I made a video because God told me to make a video. Then all of a sudden, when I went to sleep, right, I couldn't even wake up. It was sleep paralysis that I was battling with. So what does that tell you? That relative that I asked him if he was in my body, he went to go tell her something, right? And then also I'm hearing that now he's in the body of Asuna, and he is kind of questionable if he's gay. Because and then I heard somebody said to me, another relative, at the time, I ain't having, at the time, he got exposed by some woman or whatever, something like that. She showed a picture of his penis, and this other relative showed it to me. I'm like, ew, why you showing me that? She was like, oh, supposedly he was with a trainee and whatever, and this trainee is exposing him and all that. I'm like, why are you showing it to me? Right? And then all of a sudden, supposedly you in the body of Asuna, and then Asuna get exposed for this passionate jerking off, seeing other men have sex, and all of a sudden the person that exposed him end up dying out of nowhere. You don't find that a bit odd, right? So Cardi B is working with the spirit of my relatives, but this one is the main one that get on my damn nerve, right? And it's like I don't know if she's scared or something, but so I don't know if she's scared or something, you know. Oh yeah, also Jay-Z. Did I say Jay-Z? Yeah, I did say Jay-Z. He was there, and Tiana Taylor, Hennessy, which was Cardi B's sister. Um, who else? Evelyn Losada, Faison Love. Um, who else? Oprah. Well, the guy of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, him, and it was a whole bunch of other people, right? It was a lot of people, right? And I was like, what type of schizophrenia is this? Because this never happened to me before. I was a type of person I like to visualize a lot, but then this was controlling my mind. It was literally controlling my mind. Now, I did say that Jay-Z is Malcolm X, right? But when I seen that vision, all I saw was Jay-Z and Beyonce. And I saw Beyonce, she came to me, her and Jay-Z, they came to me as angels with six wings, which is seraphims. And I'm like, I find that very, very hard to believe, right? Because I know what I saw. They came to me out of all these people, they was the only one that came to me with six wings, right? So I seen it and I was like, what the I'm like, nah, that can't be possible, right? So now when you see Cardi B, she want to change her face because when I was seeing her, I was talking to her as if I was talking to the wall. That's because she was in my mind, right? And then when I see her now, she completely changed her face. She really did surgery to the point she looked like Nicki Minaj now, right? Speaking of Nicki Minaj, even her and her husband was there, right? So I'm like, ain't they beefing? They don't look like they beefing. And I seen Nicki Minaj in a room having sex and all that with different type of people. Even Chris Tucker was there, and I love Chris Tucker. Um, who else? Ice Cube was there. It was so much people, right? It was so much people. Nicki Minaj was the one that was like everybody was running a train on her, pretty much, right? Now, and I'm like, yo, when they saw that I knew too much, that's when all of a sudden I couldn't sleep. They was talking my ear off, and then all of a sudden, as I'm laying down, I started feeling like people touching me. I started feeling like, like something was coiling on the bed. I had to keep going to the house. I had to keep leaving the house like 3 o'clock in the morning. I could not sleep. I had to keep praying, praying, praying to the point they made me drink bleach. Right? They made me drink bleach. And then here comes out of nowhere Glorilla, right? And I'm like, you want to do music in Harlem, right? Now, I used to always listen to this song, Zac Efron, Bet on It. I really like the song, right? I always liked it since I used to live in Florida. I used to live in Naples, Florida. And that song, I would never forget it. So I'm listening to it. Now, mind you, remember I said I'm schizophrenic. I'm listening to the music over and over again. Then all of a sudden, I watch the whatever the the YouTube channel where you have to they give you a word and you have to think of a song. All of a sudden I hear her say bet on it. And I'm like, so I'm not bugging, right? So you are one of them, right? But I have to figure out what spirit that is. I'm like, it must be the spirit of the idiot who sacrificed her life just to be in the body of this one, right? Because the crazy thing is that even though Glorilla is from Tennessee, but I went to Tennessee in 2019. So that spirit followed me just to see who are they going to use to bring into the industry because they already had a plan. And remember, this was when the whole all these celebrities were having sex with each other and all that blah 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 in here. That means that it was either real celebrities against shapeshifters, right? But Glorilla wasn't there, right? But one of those spirits that presented me, that was presented to me as these celebrities, right? They were shapeshifters, making me think that it's really them. No. And then all of a sudden, Gloria pop up out of nowhere, right? So, anyways, so now it's not a coinky dink that now all of a sudden Jamie Foxx is being hospitalized because he said he believes somebody's following him. How about maybe the spirits that I've been battling with? They're following you. So the spirit that's in Glorilla's body is the one that's following Jamie Foxx, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of the idiot that think, "Oh, I'm a Sagittarius, so I know how to handle Jamie Foxx." You're a fucking idiot. You're messing with people's lives, right? It's to the point you're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" So what are you saying? You saying that Jamie Foxx don't have a spirit? First of all, now I always said that souls are outside of the bodies, right? Because if someone is demon possessed and you see that that's no longer that person, you would think that that person is dead, right? You would think that that person is dead. That's why I say the soul is outside of the body. Because why you then what do you explain why God said to test the spirit? So the spirit that's in Glorilla body, right? That was in Glorilla's body, now is in the body of Jamie Foxx. And it's fucking with him. Why? Because those spirits is either maybe it really was him and they trying to shut him up. It got nothing to do with that damn church. It got everything to do with what was happening in here. Look at Tammy Roman. She's mad skinny. Before I even saw her in here, she was not that damn skinny. Until after. Right? Until after. So they pretty much, you know, they pretty much bothering him and everything. So if you watch these videos, I need you to pay attention to all of the names that I said because them people is next. They're next. When it comes to these idiots, they the one that, like for example, there's this man that died in April 2022 by the name of Robinson Lalin, right? He's from the same culture as my parents, right? He's Honduran. And in April 2000 and, no, in April 2004, April 18, 2004, he was involved in a car crash that killed my uncle, right? And 2022, I prayed a prayer to God. I said that I wanted my uncle, the one that died years ago, I prayed for my uncle to get his victory. Because just because his body is no longer in the world, that doesn't mean I'm not going to pray for him to get his victory. I'm going to still pray for you to get your victory because I love you that much, right? Then all of a sudden, I get a phone call letting me know that the driver died. He died in April 11, 2022 in Boston, right? In Boston. He was not one of them that was in here, but I knew who he was ever since I was a kid. It was impossible for me to not know who he was. Of course, I remember him, right? But I bet you how you, and on top of that, if you look really close, he kind of looked like Denzel Washington. The only difference is that he had a big ass gold tooth in the front of his teeth, right? And now, so out of all those people that was in here, Cardi B is gonna suffer consequences because she still brought that child into the world, right? And on top of that, God told me who is her soulmate, right? He told me who is her soulmate, but she keep having kids with this man, right? She keep having kids with this man. Now, so back to this relative, right? This relative is the reason why a lot of people saying that Tupac is still alive, right? But for some reason, he's not coming into the industry as who he decided to become now in as flesh. But as spirit, he became as Tupac. But as flesh, now he's trying to do it on his own now. Now he want to be the face, right? So anyways, this been going on. I know it looked bad, right? This been going on for, oh, I even seen Junior Guzman and Kanika, right? And when it came to Monifa, I looked at one of her pictures. She looked like one of the idiots. She looked like one of my relatives that live in New Jersey, right? And it was in her home they was doing all that. So of course there was a lot of shape shifting involved, right? Because I mentioned Kanika and Junior Guzman, they was there. That's unless she only killed Kanika so she can trap her spirit and do whatever she want to do with her spirit, right? And I'm taking medication for this. Did I tell them all that? No. But when I did committed this crime, I wrote down in that paper because they asked me, why did you do it? I told them, look, they're my enemies. They're doing this. They're doing that. I wrote all that down in the paper, but they're ignoring it. That's why I made that video cursing out the 32nd precinct, because they pretty much have all that information and they're not doing no investigation, right? They're not doing any investigation. But I bet you that if you watch my video and you believe it, you're gonna be like, yo, I think Jamie Foxx is was hospitalized because of this video. We need to watch this girl's video. All of a sudden, all that stuff that I said when I turned myself in is going to be investigated. I guarantee you. Right? And you have to be careful. You have to be careful because, look at Diddy. Why you think Diddy keep changing his name? First it was Puffy, then it was Puff Daddy, then it was P Diddy, then it was Diddy, and then he tried to change it again to Brother Love, right? Because he knows he knows what happened to Tupac. Tupac had the name of a Black Panther, right? His name would change because of a Black Panther. His name represented a Black Panther. His name was a brand for Black Panthers. That's why he didn't last a long time. And then Jamie Foxx, Foxx is not his real last name. That's his stage name because his favorite comedian is Red Fox. And how old was Red Fox when he died? He was an elderly man, right? So these spirits, they've been watching Jamie Foxx every move. And, because if they are shapeshifters, they want to, it's like they want to know what Jamie Foxx know. So he probably said too much. So they hospitalized him. Now I know these people. I know these idiots. But if I go to their house, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? And then the first thing they want to do is call my parents. Be like, oh, I don't want Jocelyn around here anymore. When it's like 50 of y'all could jump my ass. It's like 50 of them. You know how many times I confronted these motherfuckers? I confronted them multiple times. Right? But I didn't confront them about this. They rather fuck with your mind. Right? That's what they rather do. Oh, yeah, I like it? Yeah, I dyed it. Anyways. So, yeah. So, Jamie Foxx, I'm sorry that there's a lot of idiots trying to shut you up for something that they started. Because if they have shapeshifted into your image and they want to see what you know, right? They want to see what you know. They're the reason why you hospitalized. They're the reason why young M.A. is going through what she's going through. Because one of them, she don't want to admit it. She's the one that's battling with her baby father. One day he love her. No, that's a lie. He don't love her at all. She say he's a narcissist when you the narcissist. She's another one that was beasting for a fucking kid, and she thought that he was gonna bring her baby father and her together. She ended up being a lesbian. You know who you are if you watch. You know who you are. You watching this video with me right now because you the reason why I'm schizophrenic, right? It led you to be a motherfucking lesbian with a dyke, right? And you don't want to admit it. You do drugs. You do some crazy, crazy drugs, but you don't want to admit it. Look what you did to young M.A. Right? And then on top of that, your mother is a hoe. She got 6 kids by different niggas. So, I wouldn't be surprised if your mother got AIDS and she ended up being the body of Tammy Roman. That's why Tammy Roman is mad skinny. Because your mother is a harlot. She goes from body to body in spirit, having sex with different people because she can't control herself, thinking she can't get AIDS in spirit. Yes, you can. Because whatever you put in your spirit, you become. So Tammy Roman, if they tell you got AIDS, don't believe that shit. You don't have it. You don't have it at all. But I bet you if this one pop up out of nowhere, she's like, no, look, I got a fat ass. I'm talking about your spirit, bitch. I'm not talking about your ass. I'm not talking about your body. You don't even give a fuck about your body. Right? So, oh, even excuse me, even whatchamacallit was there. What was his name? King Von? He was there too. He was there too. And supposedly that girl, the one that he supposedly killed, her too. And she kind of looked like the biggest faggot in my life. He's gay, but because she was a dyke and she was a lesbian, you would think, oh, so he's not gay, right? He is. Cause and then TikTok, there's this guy with braces. He kind of looked like that girl. So that means that when she died, the spirit of that faggot left. Then all of a sudden, she ended up being the body of that guy. I forgot his name. It was a TikTok, you know. You eventually will find out. Why you think a lot of people's like, yo, Jamie Foxx look like Lil Baby? So there's a possibility what I saw here really was Jamie Foxx. And these spirits was trying to, you know, work with him and everything. And he figured, you know, because he see them in spirit and they see him in spirit, he could easily turn them down. And he think, because I don't go to nobody's house and perform paranormal activity, I don't think they would do that to me. They're doing it. They're doing it. So I know I cursed in this video and I'm sorry because of that, but you know, this is the truth. It's a cover up. They mentioned about this church is a cover up. It got nothing to do with that church. So have a relationship with God. Ask him if I'm meant to be watched. And remember that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and I love you. Okay, bye.